learned as much as I could about how to manage myself. And it's not been that since day one. I would say my career has come in like 5 year increments. So, like the first 5 years in Nashville, I'm going to singer songwriter nights. I'm watching other songwriters. I'm playing independent, you know, 30-minute showcases, and
Mhm.
I'm learning like how to cut my teeth, going to watch other live shows. And then the second 5 years, I'm like, man, I'm young, I'm eager, I'm in school, I graduated, I got a job, I'm working, and I'm trying to be involved in the music industry, and I really want to do something impactful that it seems like unobtainable that I can get to the level that I want to get to.
Mhm.
And I actually ended up in a completely different industry. I don't think you and I've ever talked about this. I grew up listening to a hip hop group called the Nappy Roots, and they were playing downtown Nashville. And so I went, and I ended up meeting this guy had this wild jacket on. I said, "Man, I really like your jacket." And he's like, "Cool, I'm Dre Jackson. I'm a tour manager for the Nappy Roots." I said, "Man, that's awesome. I love the Nappy Roots. Grew up, I love country music, and I love, Nappy Roots hip hop music. Grew up listening to them in college down here. I just gotten out of college." I said, I'm a graphic designer, and I want to work more in the music industry. And if you got anything I can volunteer for?" He's like, "Yeah, it's always good to have somebody extra in town." He gave me his phone number, and I give him my number. He said, "I'll call you sometime." About maybe 2 months later, he calls me. He says, "Hey, I can't get to Nashville, and I've got an artist arriving at the airport. Can you get a nice vehicle and pick them up and bring them to a hotel? Pay for it. I got you when I get there." I said, "Yeah, I can do that. Who is it?" He says, "Mystical." I'm like, "Yeah, I can do that." So at the time, I was working part time for a guy that owned a Range Rover. Right, I'm driving like a Honda Civic with 300,000 miles. I'm like,
What?
I can't pick him up in this car.
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt you. But why was it? Why was it a secret? Why was it mystical? Why not just say the name of the?
It was just a secret that Mystical.
I know for a fact Mac is trying to know what mystical is.
I don't have no idea.
Mystical.
No. Do you not? Do you have an idea? Do you know?
Yeah.
I don't know either this time.
Okay,
Okay,
exactly.
but they knew. They said, "Well, Mystical." So Mystical is a very iconic rapper for his generation, right? It's
Okay,
like in
okay.
between.
What's
He's
like a big
the-
song from Mystical?
I can't even say it. It's very vulgar.
Oh, okay.
What's like another song that's not? It's not vulgar.
He did a remake of James Brown, "Shake It Fast." Watch yourself.
I don't know who James Brown is, but we're not going to sit on this for too long.
Oh, all right.
Do you know who James Brown is?
Dude.
Name a song that James Brown has done.
How? I feel good.
Oh, yeah, I know who that is. Okay, I know who that is.
Yeah.
Watch me.
Papa's got.
I know who that
New
is.
bag.
I know who that is. I do. I really do. I know. I've heard his songs.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, I'm getting back. I'll
But
get
I'm
to
with
the
you on
guts.
mystical. I didn't.
I'll
I
get
did
to
not
the
know
guts of
either.
the story.
Yeah,
Well,
I
hey,
admit,
shout out
I
to
admit.
Mystical. He's
Shout
super
out.
cool. He knows Clayton Q.
Yeah, just so you know, mystical. Like everybody knows except for me and Mac. Just, even back there.
So anyway, I borrowed this Range Rover, picked him up, right?
Uh-huh.
He gets Nashville, manager gets Nashville. He's like, "Hey, that's a good job. We're gonna go, if you want to go with us, we're gonna go to this festival called the Gathering of the Juggalos, hosted by ICP." And so I'm wanting to work in country music, but here I am in the depth of all this heavy rap music all of a sudden. And I've got to
Wow.
figure out how to cultivate this opportunity to utilize it for myself. I had a friend that was an independent rapper. He was like, "Oh man, dude, I'll give you anything if I can come with you." I said, "Yeah, it's cool. Come on." He's like, "Just tell people you're my manager." And I'm like, "Okay, that's cool." So my friend's name, Stillmatic, was his name. So I was like, "Okay, yeah, let's go." And we're following Mystical and the manager and his whole crew up to the Gathering of the Juggalos. They say, "Yeah, this vehicle's back here. He's with us." As soon as we pull in, Exhibit gets out and Charlie Sheen, and they're just sitting there. And so Charlie Sheen goes on stage. The Juggalo people are like
good.
throwing ceiling fan blades and water bottles and rocks at the stage, and they're going whoop whoop and all this crazy stuff. And I'm like, man, this is super cool. I bump into a guy, Vanilla Ice is like right here.
Oh,
So I'm
dude,
like,
you
this
mean the
is
realtor?
cool. right? The realtor. The realtor. Oh, the guy from Amish Mafia, right? He's in the Amish show too. So anyway, Mystical's on stage. Guy's manager say, "Hey, take your guy to go out there." A guy goes out there, and he's acting real excited. And there's a video. It being televised on like MTV or whatever, right? There's a video of me running across the stage to get my buddy on the stage, like 60,000 people out there, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, long story short, we get back to Nashville. Ray Jackson hits me up. He said, "Hey, you did a real good job handling situations up there, taking care of stuff. I got more work for you. Let's see what your graphic ability is like," right? He sent me little projects to do for him for his website and stuff. And then he said, "Hey, I need somebody to do this tour right here. It's this group called Crime Mob," right? I'll go out and I'm learning how to manage his artist and the things that he's giving me to do. Here's their writer agreement, their contract. I got to go collect the money. And like, I'm wanting to learn about how to be an artist, but now I'm learning how to manage other artists. So as I did that job for free, over time volunteering, I've learned how to manage a career.
Yeah.
So that, man, the more that I learn here, I can just take that to what I'm doing and learn how to manage my career.
Right.
So now, as I did that over the years I got to, I'm sure you know 2 Chainz and Wale, I got to do a good show with a couple shows on their shows, Juvenile. You know, did a lot of shows, tour management with Juvenile and the other artists. I learned how to take other artists that were independent in hip hop music and break them by putting them on tour. And that back in that time, again, all we had was Instagram and Facebook, and they were being broke on Facebook. And I'm like kind of behind the scenes, and I'm like, I'm the guy taking the pictures, and I'm the guy filming, and I'm learning how to do that for other people. So then, finally, I got to a point where, you know, I'm working. You know, I'm in Nashville, got a college degree, but I'm working a day job, and I'm going out on the weekends, managing these other artists, and at nights through the week, I'm trying to figure out how to do music and stuff, and I'm putting together a band, and we're playing at 30 minutes, then we're playing an hour, then we're playing 2 hours. We learn enough songs to play 4 hours, and I quit working with the hip-hop music, and I start from square one, playing in my garage and playing at the VFW and playing at a bar with my band. You know, I've got starting from square one with nothing, with a crappy PA system, and I'm rolling around in my 5 people deep in a pickup truck with an enclosed trailer, and I'm trying to call these places, "Hey, we'll pay you to let it out." And I'm telling my band, "Yeah, we're getting paid." Meanwhile, I'm working and saving up the money to pay them, and I'm paying the venue to let us come in and play. And so I'm really, really starting at square one.
Yeah.
And eventually, you know, your name gets out there. They like you. They want to have you back. They'll pay us. Someone else is there. They're like, "Hey, well, we know the people at the VFW over there. People at the VFW. Hey, we know the people at the county fair.
Yeah.
County fair, you play that. Hey, we know the people at the state fair. Hey, we know our cousins got a venue here."
Yeah.
And so word of mouth just organically starts spreading in the grassroots efforts of cultivating your career. And that's really how I started as the basis of my career. It's like, you know, like I said, 5 years coming to Nashville, wet behind the ears. I'm real green in the music industry. I get an opportunity. I'm doing something completely different, but I learned how to take what I've learned in the music industry, working in management, and apply it to my career. So now I don't have to, a booking agent would be nice, a manager would be nice, but I don't have to have those things because I feel that God put me in an environment and provided me with the opportunity to learn that skill set so that I could do it for myself on the level that I had the ability to.
A lot of Christian undertones on this show.
I'm telling you, man.
Every time somebody's on, man, that's really incredible, man. There's so many things that you do for yourself, and then it just takes away like having to worry about having somebody else. I mean, it may not. I don't know that it's always going to be like that for you, but it is now, and you're good with that, right?
I'm good with that for right now at this time. You know, the opportunity is always there to continue and grow. And as you grow, there's been more people to come and say, "Hey, you know, I believe in what you're doing. I like how you're doing that. I want to be a part of your team. I want to help you grow." Just like we were talking about earlier, we would see the puzzle pieces and we want to connect them for other people. I've been fortunate enough that, like I said earlier, eventually you do that for other people, it'll come back around. People will do it for you.
Yeah.
And they have been. That blessing's been coming back to me tenfold without
Yeah.
expectation of it too. So
Yeah.
I feel very blessed and fortunate for that. And now I'm building a team. I'm continuing to build my team of good people.
I appreciate that so much, man. It's been nice getting to know some decent people around me.
Yeah.
You're definitely one of them, and I got to tell you, life's too short, man. There's so many people out there that want to steal from you and that want to screw